Hello. We're about to dive into the realms of the unknown here. I'm only going to be on for about an hour and 20 minutes with this stream because I've got my Hillsborough and, all things Hillsborough stream coming up at 9 o'clock. Do join me for that. I'll be back talking about the Hillsborough television drama, the Anne Williams television drama, briefly talking about my play a little bit, which has also just dropped on Amazon. But before we get to all that, we're going to dive into the realms of the Fabled Lands. Now, I'm expecting an Amazon delivery with the rest of these any second, but this is the first book in the series. It's a Choose Your Own Adventure series. Just going to put my mic up there. And much like the Lone Wolf books that I've been playing, this is a fantasy epic story, but the difference here is that this is more it's less linear than the Lone Wolf series. It's kind of free roaming. The impression I get is that you get to kind of go where you want. Now, and they've got a couple of different systems that are quite interesting because I'm currently writing my own Choose Your Own Adventure book. It's useful to see how some of these systems work for me. But where can you travel in Fabled Lands? Anywhere. If you journey to the edge of the map of this book, you'll be guided to another book in the series. The Worn-Torn Kingdom deals with Saqqara. That's the map I've got up right now. And so on and so on and so on. For example, if you are enslaved by the Utakin, you'll be guided to the Court of Hidden Faces. Oh, I don't know. I want to be enslaved by these people. And, you know, you can always turn back, etc., etc. So you're allowed to go back to previous numbers if you want to list your numbers. So they give you a series of code words that you add to your character sheet as you discover things, and I think those will unlock certain sections of the quest, I guess, of the world as you progress. All right, so going to create our character first. I'm just going to. There's a few basic things. I've got a shot of the character sheet, so let me put that up for a second. Let me take this down, and this is a bit of an unplanned stream. When aren't they? So using my detailed schematic here, I've taken a photo of the character sheet, which we'll get up for you. This is basically what you have on the character sheet for Fabled Lands. Okay, so we have adventure sheet. Name, profession, the god that you worship, rank, defense, and then you can carry up to 12 possessions. You have a certain ranking of 6 abilities, and I think abilities never go below 1 and never can be above 10, I believe. Your stamina when it's your full health, and then your current stamina. Resurrection arrangements, in case you've arranged to be resurrected. Money, blessings, titles, and honors. Okay, haven't quite got all of those. Hang on, let's so money. We'll do a section for money. Resurrection. That just sounds bizarre, but okay. Resurrection arrangements. We'll have that on there. Resurrection arrangements. Does sound very bizarre. And we also have titles and honors and blessings. Okay, actually, I didn't have these written down. Titles and honors, blessings. Assuming this is all going to be useful. Just going to bold those on my character sheet. I've got my own little character sheet I'm creating off camera here. I've already got the rest of all the other traits already listed. Right, so you pick a profession at the beginning of the game, and you get to choose from one of 6, and that will determine what your skill sets are. And there are the options are, the choices are a priest, which I really don't want to be, a mage, I guess magician, a rogue, a troubadour, a warrior, or a wayfarer. Now, I'm not really sure. A troubadour, I'm not really sure what the difference between a troubadour and a warrior is. A troubadour is, I guess, very charismatic, sort of like a knight, but a warrior is a straight up more of a fighter. Now you start the game with 9 stamina points, so I'm just going to put that down on here. By the way, as soon as my delivery arrives, I am gonna dash out to get it. So it's my stamina is currently 9. Okay. So right. And then you have a rank, and your ranks go up as follows. Rank, you start off as an outcast. How appropriate. Your second rank is a commoner. Then you're a guild member. Then you're a master or a mistress or anything in between. Gentleman or lady, same applies. Baron, baroness, count, countess, earl, viscountess, marquis, marchioness, duke, and duchess. So you can't become a king. So there are 10 ranks in all. All characters begin with 16 shards in cash. So the currency is shards. So I'm going to put that under the list there. Shards. And we start with 16. Okay. So all characters begin with a sword and a leather jerkin. Defense +1. Possessions are always marked in text. So anything in this way is an item which can be picked up in you. So I'm guessing it seems like both weapons and clothes are also possessions, I assume. So does that mean if I have socks and pants and pantaloons, that's 4 possessions on top of my leather jerkin and my sword? Seems like quite a lot of my space. Every suit of armor you will find has a defense bonus. Okay. Oh yeah, that's my defense bonus. Okay. The higher the bonus, the better armor. You can carry several suits, but you can only wear one at a time. To start with, it is just your combat score +2, because you're first rank, and +1 armor. Remember to update if you get better armor. Okay, right. I'll deal with fighting when I get there, but it's pretty similar to... I have to have a couple of dice. I should have some in my rucksack from Salute. Yeah, I think we've got some in here. Oh yes, gold coins. A couple of those left over from the Viking game, and some actual gold coins. Salute 51 dice. I like these. These are nice. I've got 5 of them, which seems like an odd number. Okay, well anyway, they're dice all the same. And a troubadour's handkerchief. Very nice. Right, so put that right there. Bag over here. Right. I quite fancy some of that chocolate now, so I may have to break my YouTube etiquette again and eat during the stream. Okay. Gold chocolate. So I think I've got to decide what I'm going to be. Now, I'm leaning towards a rogue who's pretty good at combat, charisma, and thieving. A wayfarer is more like a scout. So Also pretty good at combat. I think I'm going to go with a Wayfarer, actually. So I'm going to be a Wayfarer. Oh, okay. So, I'm going to be a Wayfarer. And Wayfarer gives me charisma of 2. That sounds about right. Combat 5, which we like. Combat 5 is definitely good. Magic of 2. Sanctity. Okay. I don't think that was on the character sheet. Maybe I missed it. Is it on the is Sanctity on there? Oh, it is. I just missed it. Sanctity. Sanctity. Unusual name for a skill. Sanctity 3. Scouting 6. Thievery. Thievery 4. Okay. All right. So, that's all done. I guess I've got a sword, and I've got a leather jerkin. I should set some sort of program up so I can write this, and that gives me a defense of 1. So I'll put that down. I've got a map. Apparently that also counts as a possession. And that's the map that you can see behind. Okay. Okay. I need to have a section on the character sheet for code words, so I'll just do that now quickly. There we go. Let's see what else we're doing here. Don't know if I should have my camera on for this, really. Maybe I shouldn't. I'm not sure this Tim Thomason is the appropriate avatar for this. This is more like the avatar for this kind of stream. There we go. All right. I guess I could write down things like visited locations. I don't know if that's important. Let's see. Quick rules. To use an ability, roll 2 dice and add your score in the ability. To succeed, you must roll higher than the difficulty level of the task. So you want to calm down an angry innkeeper. This requires a charisma roll at a difficulty level of 10. So say you have a score of 6. This means you would need to roll, you'd have to roll 5 or more on 2 dice to succeed. Oh, right. Yes, because of the 2 dice plus 6 over 10. I got it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think I understand that. That's fine. There's some. I don't think I get to pick any. I don't get to do any additional points. I don't roll for anything at the beginning of the game. I'm just plunged in there. Now, there's a huge section at the beginning which sets the scene. I'm not going to read all of that out because I'm also trying to encourage people to buy the series. So But the long and the short of it is that I'm in a boat and steering towards a far-off land that my dad told me about, the Fabled Lands, presumably, and I'm traveling to them, seeking adventure. Eventually, there's a bit of a storm. Unfortunately, my small boat is spun around, goes plunging towards the coast. I have to leap out because of rocks. There's a snap of timber, roaring of crescendo waves, and silence as I go under. Striking out wildly, I swim clear of the rocks. An undertow drags me down, and then suddenly a wave catches me and flings me, rather unceremoniously, I imagine, up on the beach. Battered and bedraggled, you like, gasping for air. Until you hear someone walking along the shore. Confronting you is an old man, clad in a dirty loincloth. Hello! His eyes have a feverishly bright look that is suggestive of either a mystic or a madman. Yeah, or something else, I imagine. Get the code word Auric and then turn to 20. Okay, so that I have got my first code word, and that code word is Auric. Auric, okay. I'm just going to write these down as they arrive. Auric 1. Now, I don't think they need to be in bold, so we'll just unbold that section. Lovely. Okay. I was at Salute yesterday, which was a games convention, by the way, and had a lot of fun there. And we won Best Participation Game, which was great. This is with the London Wargamers Guild, or Wargaming Guild. And it was a ton of fun. I have a picture here of me. There were various different people that umpired the game at different times. And I did like a 3-hour stretch on it, I think, in the afternoon. So I'll show you that quickly for your interest. Here I am. It's not a great photo of me, but and this is our Viking game. Vikings raiding the game. So it was a lot of fun. That was at Salute. That was yesterday. Anyway, let us return to today. So we are going to Saqqara, which is this section. It's a bit confusing, isn't it, having that map behind? Maybe I should put a different background for the moment. So we'll do that. Let's go with this lone wolfy thing. Right, okay. It's not a lone wolf stream. I'm going to get upset with me. So here we are. This is where we've landed. We've landed somewhere here, I assume. And this is the map is broken in half deliberately there, by the way, rather than kind of printing on the fold. So most of where we're going to be exploring is set in this section. Now, I have a couple of different options. Once I've landed on shore, I've read through the first couple of sections, just in case I'm sounding very blasé about this. And I'm expecting the rest of the books in this series to arrive by Amazon. He is currently 4 stops away. So they should be arriving very soon. I'll do an unboxing of them on camera. All right. So turn to 20. Okay. I think I hear the Amazon truck. Well, what have we here, friends? Asked the old man. He seems to be talking to someone next to him, although you are certain he is alone. Looks like a washed-up adventurer to me, he says, in answer to his own question. All wet and out of luck. He carries on having a conversation with himself. Oh, yes, I remember when it was all fields round here. A conversation that quickly turns into a heated debate. He is clearly quite mad. Excuse me, Excuse me, you have to shout above the hubbub. Clearly, my character's quite posh. In an attempt to grab the old man's attention, he stops and stares at you. Is this the Isle of the Druids? You ask impatiently. Indeed it is. Now, where is that? The Isle of the Druids. Ah, the Isle of the Druids is here on the map here. I see it. Oh, that's interesting. Can I move this? Yeah. All right, so we've landed on the coast of the Isle of the Druids. I'm being bing bonged on Facebook. Right, so hello, 3 people watching. Oh, we've got a couple of comments that have come in. Hey, how are you? the gay lass, yeah, pretty much, man. Yeah, I'll be on the show in I'll be on the Hillsborough show. Don't worry, I'll be in the green room at 1:45. So no problem, Darth Plato. NPC person, nice to see you. Welcome to the stream. That's my head on a Legolas body. Okay, so we're on the island of the Druids. Come on, I'll show you the gates of the old world, the old man bubbles. Now, if I go up on the gates of the world, he's going to take me to that stone place. And up there is, it's like a teleporter, and it can take you to different places on this map. But a bit like fast travel in Fallout, Las Vegas, a bit like fast travel. I don't want to do that yet. I'm actually going to I'm going to head into the nearby forest because I want to explore this island a bit before I go off this island. So let's find out everything there is on this island before we go anywhere else. Okay, so in the wood, the trees are closely packed together, leaning together as if in conference. Hello, I'm Treebeard. So this is 257 we're now on. Okay. As you proceed along the forest track, you think you hear rustling. Later on, you spot a shadowy figure darting through the trees, or was it your imagination? An animal snuffling sound right behind you makes you spin round, but there's nothing there. Make a scouting roll at difficulty of 10. Right, now my scouting skills are... let me close the adventure sheet for the moment. My scanning skills are pretty good. They're 6. So I've only got to roll 4 or higher on 2d6. Now I've actually got my die rolling app here. So we'll get the die rolling app up. And you guys can... Is there any way... How do I increase the number of dice? I forget. Okay, well we'll just roll it twice. Anyway, here we go. So, okay, so this is my first die roll of the game. I'm rolling a d6, and I need to roll above 10 on 2d6. So the first, there should be a way of doing 2 of these, but I've forgotten it. So there's the first one, and we'll roll again. So it's 3 plus 2, yeah. So 5 plus my ability of 6 is 11. So I have succeeded in my scouting roll. First roll of the game. All right, so we'll take the dice app down for the second and put the map back up again. A lot of fiddly admin running this, has to be said. Right. All right. So this takes us to successful scouting roll takes us to 630. 257 to 630. I should write actually all of them like this: 2572 630, like that. Okay, so we're going to 630. Let me tell you what it says. It says, you struggle deeper into the forest until you come to a thick wall of. Hang on a minute. Was that the successful scouting roll? Yeah, 630. Okay, it sounded like it sounded quite ominous. I thought I was about to die. You struggle deeper into the forest until you come to a thick wall. Oh, hang on. I think that's my delivery. Hold on. Amazon, man, they never like ring the bell or anything. They just basically, it's like the old paperboy, you know. They just chuck the parcel on the ground. Okay, so I'm going to come on camera again. Okay, this has just arrived. So this should be the remainder of the books in the series. Here's the one I'm reading from. There you go. And right. This should be. Yeah, so oh yeah, because I got a large format with one of them. I just thought it would be interesting to have one, so I've got a larger picture of the map, of the main map. There's two more of them. Very nice books. So I do like the covers. So we have the Lords of the Rising Sun, the Serpent King's Domain, Court of Hidden Faces, which is the big one I've got. Funny enough, that big version was cheaper than the smaller one. Just of that particular book. I've no idea why. And here we have the remaining. So we have Cities of Golden Glory, The Plains of Howling Darkness. Nice cover. And Over the Blood Dark Sea. So I now have the full set. It's a bit funny having one in a bigger format, but like I said, I thought it'd be nice to have a big map. So I've got, hang on. So I've got, yeah, this is number 5, I think. Yes. Okay. So I now have all 7 books in the Fabled Land series. Lovely. Well, no room for them on the shelf cot right now. I've put them here. But this means now that I'm not restricted. I can, because at different points you can jump from this book to the other books in the series. That's what makes this quite unique, quite different from, like, for example, like Lone Wolf. You play them one in sequence all the way through. The way that this is designed, because it's open world gaming, you can jump from one book to another and back again, or to another book and to another book and back again, and so on. So I'm quite curious to see how that works in practice, because I am designing my own choose your own adventure book at the moment. I'm doing a World War II one, but I am also going to do a fantasy one as well. So based on the fantasy book I was wanting to write as a kid. So it's pretty cool. You got a pretty cool map on the back here. Is there one? Yeah, okay. So we have, yeah, we've got a nice big map of the Fabled Lands. So actually I'll get a picture taken of that later, because that's going to be easier to take a nice photo of, because the one I've got is a little bit. All right, let us continue. We now have the ability to travel anywhere because we have all the books in the series. Turn my camera off again because you all know how gorgeous I look already. And, you know, I don't want you to have to go through counselling from seeing my face for too long. All right, so the Isle of Druids. That's where we are. And we're going to keep... So you struggle deeper into the forest until you come to a thick wall of impenetrable thorn bushes. Circling it, you find there's a break in the hedge, but it is filled by a big tree. To your surprise, a face forms in the trunk and speaks in a woody voice. None can pass Begone, human. If you have the code word apple, turn to 594. So that will be a code word you'll be given somewhere else, probably when you've completed a mission or something like that. If not, you can return to the trading post, attack the tree, try and persuade the tree to let you pass. Okay, so there's a trading post that's further along the shore. I've not actually been there yet, so I don't know why it says return to the trading post. So this is 6:30. Well, I think we should try and persuade it. So let's do, that is 237. 6:30 to 237. My charisma is not particularly good, so we'll see what happens there. It's probably a really difficult charisma roll. 237. Let's see. You explain what a tree lover you are. Oh yes, well that's kind of true. That your heart has always been at home in the forests. You portray yourself as the greenest adventurer. Make a charisma roll at difficulty 10. Add 3 to the dice roll if you're a wayfarer, which I am, and add 1 if you're an initiate of Lacuna. That'll be some sort of religious thing. Okay, so I'm my charisma's not great, but I'm adding 3 because I'm a wayfarer. My charisma is only, I'm not going to get the dice app up again. I'm just going to roll 2 dice here because it will slow things down. So my current charisma is 2. I'm adding 3, so that's 5. So on 2d10, I've got to get 10 or above. So I need to roll 5 or higher. I have rolled 5. I've just made it. Thank God. 4 and a 1. So, yeah. So that was 237. So if you succeed, you go to 391. All right. So I'm still on the island, City of Trees on the right, for anyone watching. So the gay lass, I think that's brilliant. 391. Let's have a look, see where we are. Okay. Well, I suppose you could be one, says the tree thoughtfully. Then it uproots itself with a great tearing sound and shuffles out the way. Here you go, says the tree. You may pass. You walk through the bush gate. Beyond, you find several huge oak trees whose branches are so big they're able to support the homes of many people. Get the code word apple and then turn to 358. Okay, so so I'm adding the code word apple. That's the second code word I've picked up. I've got Ulrich already. I'm guessing that's going to be useful if I come across treants in future. That sort of thing. Okay, and we're going to 358. I've got to keep an eye on the time. It's 5 to 8 o'clock, so I'm going to play for about another 40 minutes. 358. Let's see. So the book that I'm designing, that's a bit like this. It's a World War II one. I want to do a similar thing with the code words, where they kind of, depending on what you do, that can influence different historical outcomes of the battle. So the code word system in here has given me a really good idea for part of the game mechanics. It's all very useful. Did I say 358? Let me hang on. I wrote it down, didn't I? Yes, I did. I've gone to the wrong entry. This is why it's good to do this. What with all this incessant talking. Okay, right. So, welcome to the City of Trees. Oh, right, there we are. It's actually on the map there. Says a passing woman dressed in the garb of a druid. Welcome to the City of Trees. The city has been built amid the branches of several mighty oaks. Ladders run up and down the trees, perched like nests You are not allowed into any of the houses, but the druids allow you to barter at the market. Items with no purchase price are not available locally. Right, so I'll give you an example of what I can buy here, but it's all out of my price range because I've only got 16 shards at the present time. I can get some leather armor, which I already have. I could get ring mail, 50 shards. You can sell it as well. You can buy a weapon, sword, axe, etc. with a combat bonus of +1. Without combat bonus is 50 shards, but a good quality weapon is 250 shards. So I'm going to have to do a fair bit of adventuring before I can afford any of this stuff. Magical equipment: amber wand, ebony wand, cobalt wand. Magic +1, 2, and 3 respectively. But they don't have a cobalt wand. They only have an ebony wand. 1,000 shards to buy an ebony wand. Other items: a mandolin, +1 charisma. Silver holy symbol, sanctity +2. Gold compass, scouting +2. 900 shards for that bad boy. Rope, lantern, and silver nuggets. Once you are finished, if you are a wayfarer by possession, turn to 645. I will. It looks like being a wayfarer has turned out to be quite a good profession for me thus far. 645. Okay. All right. What's happening at 645? Let's have a look. If there is a tick in the box, turn to 248 immediately. If not, put a tick there now and read on. Okay. You were brought before the druid's leader, the oak druid, a bearded fellow with earth. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm just going to create a thing on my character sheet because I don't want to write in the book. Boxes ticked. 645. So I'll put 645. Book 1. Cool, done. All right. Because of course that might be relevant later. I guess it means it's also if I revisit, right? So if I come back. Okay, so if there's a box tick, yeah, turn to 248 immediately. Right. Brought before the druid's leader, the oak druid, a bearded fellow with earth and leaves all tangled up in his hair. He asks you to perform a service for them. Does he now? That sounds highly suspicious. Take this oak staff to the willow druid in the forest of Luren. The sacred grove where he lives would be hard to find, but I'm sure you can do it. The willow druid will give you something to bring back to me. When you return with it, I will make you a better wayfarer. Note the oak staff on your adventure sheet. You leave the city of trees. Turn to 678. Okay. Right, so I've now got an oak staff. Let's see where so we've basically been given our first quest. I'm gonna make a note of that. We need a boat to get back here. Oh, unless we use the teleporter. So, right. What was the name of this dude again? Hang on, I've lost them. Lost my place, I think. 645. Right. Oh yes. Here we go. Willow druid in the forest of Laren. Okay. Right. So I'm just going to make a note of this as well because I'm never going to remember otherwise. Quests. Find willow druid in the forest of Larren. Right, shall we see where the Forest of Larren is? Forest of Larren. There's the Forest of Larven. Is that Larren? Larun. Larun. I mean, that could be it, I guess. It's going to be, isn't it? Because it's the only one relevant to this quest at the moment. Okay, so we've got to get to the Forest of Larren. Interesting. Wonder what the quickest way is to get there. All right. Now we're going to turn to 678. If you have the code word Aspen, turn to 195. Otherwise, please read on. The journey through the trees proves as difficult as when you ventured into the forest. Make a scouting roll on difficulty of 10. Right, okay. And my scout rating, I think I'm quite good at scouting, is 6. Yeah. So I only need to roll 4 or higher on 2d6. I have rolled. Is that a 6? Yeah, it is. Sorry, these are special Salute Edition dice with a thing where the 6 is. I wasn't sure if that was a 6 or a 1. So I've rolled 6 and 2. So I've rolled 8. So my scouting roll has been successful. Turn to 679. So 678. That can't be right. Oh yeah, no, it is. It's right below. It's okay. 678, 679. Fair enough. Bit weird to put them next to each other like that. The scent of the sea proves strongest in one direction. Following your nose, you eventually break free of the trees and find yourself on the coast. Turn to 128. Oh no, I've done a mistype there. 679 to 128. Done. So let's go to 128. You make your way around the coast. The interior of the island appears to be heavily forested. After a while, however, you come to a bay in which a couple of ships are anchored. A small settlement nestles on the beach, and you make your way towards it. Turn to 195. Okay, I think that's going to be the trading post. Okay. We will make our way towards it then, I think. See what happens. Yeah, so far this is all right. I mean, it's different not having a singular goal. Gain the code word Aspen if you do not already have it. I don't think I do. The trading post is a small village set up here by enterprising settlers from the mainland. Its main export appears to be furs from the forest. The mayor, a fat, genial fellow, greets you personally. All right, mate. Insists that one day the trading post will be a thriving town. There's not a lot here yet, however, just a small market, a quayside, the settlers' houses, and a shrine to Lacuna, the huntress goddess of nature. Now, I've got the following options. Visit the shrine to Lacuna, visit the market, visit the quayside, visit the Green Man Inn, climb the hill that overlooks the town, or go inland to the forest. Well, I've already done the forest. So there's no point doing that. I'll go in the Green Man Inn, which is 181. And 195 is the trading post. So we're going to make a little note of that. Yeah. We're going to go into 181, the Green Man Inn. All right. What does the Green Man have to say? The Green Man Inn costs you 1 shard a day. Each day you spend here, you can recover 1 stamina point if injured, up to the limit of your stamina score. When you're ready, return to 195. Okay, well, I'm not going to go in there and spend money if I don't have to. I've only got 16 shards, so thank you for that, but very good. All right, so I know what's on the hill overlooking the town. That's the kind of weird Stonehenge thing that transports us somewhere. Let's visit the quayside, I guess. We'll do the quayside, which is 332. Just close my blinds. 332. Where are you? Right. 332. The quayside training post is a simple affair without the harbour facilities or the shipwrights of a large port. There's no ships available to buy here. But if you already own a ship, you can buy and sell cargo. So there's a price list basically of furs, grains, metals, minerals, spices, textiles, and timber. The prices are for single cargo units. It's kind of cool. You've got a whole kind of trading system in the game. Kind of like that. You can buy a one-way passage to Yellowport from here at the cost of 15 shards. Turn to page 74. If you own a ship and wish to set sail, turn to 155. If not, go back to 195. Okay, so I'm not going to spend money going there because I know I can teleport there from the weird Stonehenge place. All right. So we've got the market and Lacuna to visit. So let's do the market 452. Trading post is a small market in the village square. Half a dozen stalls sell a few goods. Items with no purchase price are not available. Okay, so you can buy some weapons. You can buy an amber wand. You can buy a lockpick. Rope lantern, climbing gear, bag of pearls, rat poison. These are all things I can't afford, by the way. Okay, when you finish, go back to 195. All right, so not much of interest there. Visit the shrine. Might as well do that, which is 544. So the market's 452. Yeah, I'll visit the shrine, and then I'm going to go above the town. 544. Okay. Right. The shrine is set in a wooded grove. Birds twitter in the trees. Squawk. And a deer darts away into the forest as you approach. A priestess is tending to the low altar where food and drink has been laid out in honor of Lacuna, the goddess of the wilderness. Actually, she probably should be my goddess. She's the patron of hunters, trappers, and woodsmen, and all those who seek oneness with nature. Become an initiate of Lacuna. Renounce the worship of Lacuna. I'm definitely not doing that. seek a blessing, talk to the priestess, or leave the temple, in which case you go back to the thing. Well, I'll talk to the priestess first of all. So that's 471. Okay. All right, Blue, terrible. I've just seen your message. I'm going to see if I can find that show for you right now, so you can at least watch the first episode. You can probably watch 2 episodes. Yep, found it. There it is. Okay, so I'll be dropping that link to you now. Right, so oh, okay, apparently I couldn't send that. Let me go to Twitter then. Sorry, forgive my distraction here. Right, Blue Collar, check your Twitter, mate. Your inbox, it's in there. All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So back to the game. Yeah. So I'm going to go and talk to the priestess, which is 471. Yeah. Yeah. Watch the first episode now, mate. Can't believe you. Okay. You could have told me this yesterday. Right. 471. 471. Okay. Here we go. Right. If you have the code word animal, turn to 369. If not, read on. The priestess, dressed in silken robes and wearing a wreath of oak leaves, says, I have need of an adventurer like yourself. Of course you do. For arcane reasons involving the secret mysteries of Lacuna, I need the tusk of a boar, a wereboar, in fact, and I believe they can be found in the Forest of the Forsaken in northern Golnia. Where on earth is that? Oh, I'll have a look in a minute. Hunt down a wereboar and bring me the boar's tusk. In return, I will teach you how to be a better scout. If you accept the mission, acquire the code word animal. Okay, right. Well, I will accept the mission. That's my second quest. Hang on, so I've got to take it to City of Trees. So this one, find a wereboar's tusk. Take it to the priestess of Lacuna on Island of Druids. All right, so I've got 2 potential quests now from this island. I guess that's how I get to do stuff. And now I go to 544. Okay. All right. How are we doing? 8:15. So I'm going to play this for about another, probably about another 20 minutes, because I'm going to need more than 15 minutes to prepare for my stream. All right. So 544 then. What happens at 544? The shrine is set in a wooded grove. Okay, I'm back to that again. I probably don't need to do anything else here. I don't think I need to seek a blessing. It means I'll have to spend money. I could become an initiate of Lacuna, but I'll save on that for the moment. So if I leave the temple, I go back to the town, which is 195, and the next option from there is to go from 195 to 11, which is to walk along the coast, which means I'm going to come to the teleporter thing, I suspect. Let's have a look. Yeah, an arrow path leads up the hill, the top of which is crowned with a circle of large obsidian standing stones hewn from solid rock. Despite the bit of wind that blows across the hills, the stones are unweathered and seem newly lain. They form 3 archways, each carved with mystic symbols and runes of power. Okay, yeah, and above each of those archways is a kind of a indicator of where you might be transported to, and that is how I can transport. What's the name of that forest that woman wanted us to check out? I don't see that forest here. I've only got the Forest of Larun on here. Let's go to the big map and see if it's on there. Okay, here we go. It's like it was in the Kingdom of Golnir, wasn't it? So I'm guessing here somewhere. Oh, when I zoom in, this stuff is a little bit out of focus. Look. So, okay, that's that forest, and then Golnir is here, so that's off the map of this book. Basically contains mostly this section here. I'm going to need to reshoot this photo. This is terrible. When you zoom in, it's not very good, is it? But I've got the big version of it. It should be a lot easier. I'll just check the name of that. Check the name of that thing again with the quest. 544. I think it was 544. Oh, 471 was the meeting of the priestess. Right. 471. Forest of the Forsaken in northern Golnir. So I'm going to write that on the character sheet as well. Forest of the Forsaken in northern Golnir. Northern Golnir. Okay. Interesting. I don't see a forest in northern Golnir. Oh, there is one by the something hills. This looks like this might be it here. But you know what? We're not going to get there anytime soon, so that's just something to keep in mind for future. Okay. All right. Let's get back to the present. I'm going to get you back to the future, Marty. Okay. All right. Meanwhile, it's funny actually. It's quite crude the way this map is drawn, but I still quite like it, even though it looks like it's one of the ones I used to draw as a child for D&D and stuff. You know, when I was in my teens, they looked exactly like this, but mine had a little bit more detail. Because I mean, this has got a very much a child drew this vibe to it, but I think that's probably intentional, especially considering the audience base for choose your own adventure books, you know. The Stinking River. That sounds rather like a place you don't want to go. All right. So, the Gates of the World is what 65 is known as. This is the thing that has the ability to transport you to either Yellowport Arch, Matlock City Arch, or Wishport. Now, Wishport is in a different book. It's further away. Matlock is down here. Yellowport is here. Wishport. Where is that? I'm looking along the coastline. And I don't see it. I do not see it. Wishport. Just because I can't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist, of course. Could be too small to be on the map. Yeah, no, I don't see it anywhere. I don't see it. Crimson Fort. Yeah. Okay, well, we don't want to go there right now anyway, but nevertheless, it would have been useful to see where it was, just to know the options. So, we're only going to play for another 10 minutes or so. Do we go to Yellowport or do we go to Marlock City? Bearing in mind I want to go to the forest of Larven, I think it would be useful. Actually, I might go to Yellowport first, because that's not that difficult to. I bet you take the same road to go north, right? Because you can see that they join at Trefoil, which looks like it's a burnt city or destroyed by the looks of it. So I'm going to go to Yellowport. Okay, so we're jumping through the Yellowport Arch. We're turning to 8. Okay, so we're going from 65 to 8. All right, I'm going to put a little bit more detail than I've done previously on these things. So turn to 8. Let's have a look. Oh, hello. Oh, hang on. That's 10. 9. Right, you step through the archway. Immediately the symbols on the stone begin to glow with red hot energy. Your hair stands on end and your body tingles. A crackling nimbus of blue-white force engulfs you. The skies darken. Thunder crashes across the heavens. Suddenly your vision fades. Everything goes black. When your sight returns, you find yourselves at the gates of a large city set on an ochre-coloured river. A vile stink of brimstone permeates the air. You wrinkle your face in disgust and gag involuntarily. Welcome to Yellowport, says a passing merchant. Turn to 10. Okay. And then at 10, my God, we've got a huge swath of options here. I'm going to put my camera on for a second and I'll show you. So these are all the options in the city of... let me straighten that a bit. There we go. So I've got to read through all the blurb in a second, but basically these are the options. So you can set an audience with the provost marshal, visit the market, visit the harbour, go to the Merchants Guild, explore the city by day, explore the city by night, visit your townhouse if you already own one there, of course, visit the Gold Dust Tavern, visit the Temple of Maker, Ilnir, so the various temples, travel northeast towards Venefax, head northwest to Trefoil, follow the Stinking River north, strike out northwest across country. Okay, so quite a lot of options there. You can buy a townhouse in Yellowport for 200 shards. Gives you a place to rest and store equipment. If you buy one, tick the house option. Yeah, these are things I kind of like. I'm going to turn my camera off again. All right, so let's put the map back up. I mean, so we've got our first quest, which is to go to the Forest of Laren. But again, keeping in mind that we haven't got a lot of time, it feels like this might be a good place to stop for today. Because there's a lot of options with the city. I'd sort of rather start. I'll just let me read the blurb about about Yellowport. If you have the code word assassin, turn to 50 immediately, which I take it means someone tries to kill you. If you've just arrived in Newport, tick the first empty box above it. Okay, so Newport's got Yellowport's got 4 boxes. That's an interesting thing. I like that idea. So I'm just going to make a note of that. Yellowport, 1 box of 4 ticked. Okay. It's interesting. Give that a bit of more of a heading. Good. Yeah. So I'm just going to read the rest of the blurb and then we're going to wrap up this stream because I've got another live stream at 9 o'clock. It's going to be very interesting about Hillsborough and the Anne television drama series. And we'll be talking about those. So Yellowport is the second largest city in Saqqara. It's mainly a trading town known for its exotic goods from the distant Ankunkunu, whatever that is. The Stinking River brings rich deposits of sulfur from the Lake of the Sea Dragon down to the town where it's extracted and stored in the large waterfront warehouses run by the Merchants Guild. Probably full of sea dragon turds as well. From here, the mineral is exported all over Harkuna. Unfortunately, all that sulfur has its drawbacks. The stink is abominable, and much of the city has a yellowish hue. The river is so full of sulfur that it's virtually useless as a source of food or drinking water. However, the demand for sulfur, especially from the Sorcerers' Guilds, is great. Politically, much has changed in the past few years. The old and corrupt king of Saqqara, Corin the Seventh, has been deposed and executed in a military coup. General Grieve Marlock and the army now control Saqqara. The old council of Yellowport has been indefinitely dissolved, and a provost marshal, Marlowe's Marlock, the general's brother, appointed as the military governor of the town. Okay. So you can leave Yellowport by sea, buy or sell ships and cargo at the harbour, buy a house for 200 shards. If you have the code word of artifact in the Book of 7 Sages, turn to 40. Otherwise, choose from the following options, which are the ones I just read out. Okay, and there's a picture of somebody holding their nose. All right, well, we're gonna end it there. I quite like this so far. I like the code word system is very useful. I'm definitely going to use that in my book, that mechanic. It'd be very, very useful in the Arnhem book. I like the box ticking thing as well, which I'm guessing is something to do with the passage of time of another story. that is a mechanic that could also work in my own book that could be useful. So yeah, I'm going to give that some thought. All right. Until then, I'm back in half an hour. Just under half an hour, I'll be on with Blue Collar Loser and Darth Plato. We'll be talking about Hillsborough, the Anne Williams drama series. Those are two different things. And also my play, Waiting for Hillsborough, which has just come out. These are all on the same subject, the same topic. We'll be getting into all of those. Oh, someone's just sent me something. All right, until then, I'll jump off. I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.